Okay, now after that episode, I have to just straight up and come out and just say it right to you guys, right, straight and center right now. After seeing episode 3 of Orange, I am now like, fuck it, I'm gonna read the manga, because like at this point I can't wait anymore. When it was like, when they dropped another, like, I swear, like a lot of these shows are like dropping bombshells and all that, like each and every, like, you know, like at the end of the week and all that, it's like, oh, by the way, the whole thing that we thought about Kakeru, which I was kind of like guessing, thinking like, you know, would that be one of the reasons why? But it was like, no, go into that, it's like, oh, by the way, there's some iffy shit about what happened to Kakeru, that there was either, you know, he took his own life, or there's foul play, and if it's foul play, everyone is pointing their fucking fingers to Sewer at the moment, because it feels like he's got something to do with it, or he might be mildly responsible for some foul play acted in this episode of Orange. So we get to see and all that, like, you know, like, all you gotta do and all that, like, just straight up and all that, now, just follow the fucking, you know, all the diary entries. I feel like I'm saying this every week. Follow the diary, girl, like that. You just doing it. It's just like, look, we understand from last week's episode, it's like you can't change a person overnight, but yes, when lives are involved, I would push. I don't care if I had to become a fucking juggler on the street and all that. If that's someone that you genuinely care for and all that on there, that their life is on the line, you would fucking do it, alright? Like, that's the simple thing about it. If I had to juggle on the street for a fucking day or so like that, which, you know, they're not asking difficult tasks for and all that, saying like, do you want me to date this girl? Yes or no? Do you want me to go to the game? Yes or no? Like, you know, like, I feel like this is like, it's like, you could just do it, but it's like, you know, like, I feel like when testosterone, you know, feelings and emotions and all that, but when actual characters could die, that's when I'm like, okay, look, like, I know this isn't my whole thing and all that, and I know it might feel forced, but fuck me, like, listen and all that, we just don't want any of this happening. So throughout this entire episode, it's just like literal, the whole thing between like Kakeru and especially Naho. Naho's whole point of this episode is just like a lot of the time, oh, let me smile, let me go tee-hee, like, you know, in front of the Kakeru, and then there's an active girl there, literal flirting, saying, yo, Kakeru, I want the D, like that, give me the D, I want that immediately, like that. I've been seeing you play during all these games and everything, and it's like, yeah, this is what I want to do, and it's like, Naho is like, you know, like, look, reading the whole book, the whole scripture, alright, yeah, this is happening, all that, and as present, they go out with each other. What you need to do is say no. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to say. Like that. Do you think I'll be right with this girl? No, do you think I'll be happy? And she's actively, when they're saying like, oh, is there someone that you like and all that? Like, you know, like Kakeru, like that. And it's like, oh, like, you know, like, oh, no, like, what about you know? No. You just say, there is someone on my mind right now. That's all you got to say. Like, someone on my mind right now. It's just like, coming into this, it's just like, this is what you need to do. You've actively seen, like, you know, you're like, this, you can control the future in mild ways. You can control it where it's like you can have more happier memories. You can make sure that this guy stays alive at the end of it. And it's just like, look, like, you know, I don't know what fucking like caused it and all that, but like I pretty much had an opinion after like probably today and all that, because I know the manga ain't long and I want to just marathon it and get it over with and all that. But it's like, okay. After straight up when we see at the end of this episode, when we saw them immediately go straight through, go to the past and all that, reading all their letters and all that, seeing like kind of where everyone came from, where, you know, like where they're going to and all that, and it seems like all of their dreams pretty much wasn't fulfilled throughout this. So maybe this also as well could be to the other characters as well, like in the future, that if like, you know, if Naho changes it and all that, then maybe some of these characters can actually have, like, I think like some of them was like, oh, I want to be an actress, I want to be a doctor, and like Sue was like, oh, I want to be a like, great athlete and everything, and it's like, and he was like, there was a bit, it's like, well, I would have not right in there, like, I like Naho, but it's like, you know, that's too embarrassing to say. Now, here's the thing with like, when you notice that with like, when they're reading Kakeru's letter, and he was like, he was talking about how all you guys and all that are happy, and it's like, this is 10 years in the future, I'm hoping to live in. He didn't write anything about himself in there. He didn't write a single thing about him in there, because he knew that he was either going to, A, kill himself or that, or this accident like that, and that just showed right there, it wasn't an accident at all, that this was either A, suicide, or B, he knew this was going to happen, and he accepted his fate, and then he knew there was no way really to stop him. Now, the way how Suwa was acting at that, I'm like, no, alright, like, you clearly had some beef with him and all that, he was trying to be all yuppie, all friendly and all that. But we can, when like, especially like, you know, like Suwa confronted, like, you know, like Naho say like, you actually really liked, like, you know, like Kakeru and all that. I think that was when he was like, Like, you know, maybe we don't know and all that. Maybe, like, when we saw in the background, maybe Sua, like, egged her on or something like that, saying, hey, you want to hook up with my boy, you know, Kakeru, like that, yo, he plays football and all that. Like, dick the size of the mountain, trust me. Like, you know, I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know. But it's like, you go over there, Kakeru's like, saying, like, you know, like, oh, what did she say? And it's just, I love this, like, big, dumb little smile thing. And that happened, like, we already know that Kakeru's, like, you know, there's a lot of stuff with him already, that the fact, you know, that his mom died and committed suicide, so we don't know, but they, clearly where they're leading up to is that, like, I'm not gonna lie, Sua did cry, he was getting emotional, but it's just, like, when he went to, like, everyone's talking like, oh, yeah, you're dating, and he went to confront Naho, I think that there's something. If Sua wasn't the one that forced him to do it, or, like, you know, push him to that, or even did it himself, it might have been some of the actions that Sua did that actually kind of egged it on. I don't believe, like, I believe, like, pretty much the entire cast in some way has a responsibility. I'm not too sure about the girls themselves and all that, but it's like, you know, like, I feel like, you know, maybe it might have been Sua that maybe he was there, like, he was, like, trying to say that, because I think that was, like, when we clearly see that Sua, like, obviously Sua likes, like, you know, Naho, but the thing is, like, she's just there completely enamored by, like, Kakeru dick, like, I just want all that, I want that pretty show, I don't want you, man, I don't want, like, muscular football lover like that, but, you know, I think she's, like, what it sounds like is probably maybe when Kakeru died, like, well, after, like, he died or something like that, Sua was there, like, you know, picking up the broken pieces. It's like, it's alright, girl, it's alright, we take it. And it's like, oh, that's a scumbaggy thing to do, like that, Sua and all that. But it's like, in the end of the day, like, she looks happy with this life, but if she finds out that, like, that's what I need to know. Like, I can't wait anymore. Like, you know, for all I know, it could be a big misunderstanding and Sua could be the nicest man in the world. I don't know. But clearly, most of this fault is, like, I'm blaming already Naho, like, it's straight up immediately your fault, because you just don't fucking listen to the when it's telling you the future, and it's telling, you literally got the walkthrough, this is the anime script right here, here's the part here I want you to do, here's the next part, just do it! Oh my god! This must just be me. This must just generally just be me. I'm fucking crazy. I know it. But when I'm seeing this, it's like, oh, the entire walkthrough, like, that's like saying, it's like, oh, here you go, and all that. There's like, you know, this is a way to make the better ending and all that. Do that for you and all that. And it's just like, you know, if she was like, oh, no, I don't want to actively sport, but she keeps fucking reading it, and it's like, alright, you want to know what happens? Then fucking follow it through. Don't just go, yeah, you ignore it. Or like, if the fact they're saying, like, you really want to know, do it in a way they get it. It's like, yeah, you put the letter right after. You should have literally confronted Kakeru like that. It's like, you've done it before. And it's just like, ah. I'm only saying this just because I actually love romances, and it's like, no, I want you to be happy, and it's like, ah, but when there's foul play and there's like twists and turns, I'm like, ah. It's why I love romances so much. I generally love when it's like stuff like this. So it's like, yeah, I knew at some point I was going to read the manga, but I'm like, no, fuck it, don't care, reading it now like that. So if I do next week's episode, like, if I do that, like, maybe, I'm not too sure, because maybe after the manga, I'll be like, oh, you know, I've kind of lost the, like, you know, the will and all that to do it. I might do a manga video. I definitely want to do, like, kind of like a full series part of this, saying, like, my final thoughts on the matter. So, we'll have to wait and see. But other than that, I definitely want to give this episode an 8. I definitely loved it and all that. I love every time you see character, like, but now I love, like, with just the strands of hair they show in the anime. It's like, there's not a lot of animation in the show, but they make sure to excel in the art factor instead, and I love that about that, because it's like some of the characters look so great and all that, and even when like the small bit of movement and all that, and it's just like, it helps with body language in the show. That really makes an addition to it and all that, and you can clearly see with emotions. But I'm going to end it off there, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, but I love romance too much, so I'm going to end it off there. I'll see you guys though next time.